Hi and hello, it's Kristen from Kristen and Her Books. Welcome back to my channel. I'm glad you're here. And unless you have been living under a rock, you probably have heard of the Netflix TV series You. And probably you have heard of season 2 and the fact that it has come out, but maybe you did not know that You season 2 is based off of the book Hidden Bodies. So season 1 was based off of the book You by Candace, and there were not many differences between the first book and that season on Netflix. However, season 2 is very loosely based off of this book. And I'm going to tell you most of the ways that it's different now. In the description below, I will include some timestamps for these different reasons, so if you just want to look at those and read through them and see what I have to say about specific ones, you can do that if you want. First off, let's talk about Candace. In season 2, Candace is alive. In Hidden Bodies, she is not. Joe killed her, and she is dead. But in the Netflix series, she's alive, and she disguised herself as Amy Adams. So let's talk about that. Amy Adams is actually a person in this book. She is someone who Joe falls in love with after he kills Beck. She walks into the bookstore, and he does that same weird thing he does where he's like, "Hello, you." Except it's Amy. And in this book, Amy burns him hard right in the beginning. She basically has this fling with him, but it's really just so that she can get into the basement and steal the expensive books, which she does, and then sells to go to California. And Joe follows her, not because he's in love with her still. He realizes that he wasn't as in love with her as he thought he was. He just wants revenge, and he hates Los Angeles, which is true in both the series and the book. But yeah, Amy Adams is actually a character. And so then Joe gets to LA, right? And he gets to those apartments, and you meet Delilah. And here's another difference. Let's talk about Delilah. In the books, Delilah is not the landlord of the apartment. She's just a person who stays there, and actually she has a reputation. It's not really talked about as much in in the TV show as it is in the book, but people are kind of mean to her, and they call her "Don't have sex with me, Delilah," because they say she has diseases or something, which really isn't an important detail. But there is a huge difference regarding Delilah, and that is the fact that she is not murdered by love in the book. Delilah is murdered by Joe because she's starting to get in the way of his life and his plans and kind of revealing him to the public eye, so he kills her. And then we know that Delilah has a sister, Ellie. And Ellie is actually not in any of the book, Hidden Bodies. She was kind of just created for the TV show. And when I was thinking about it, I guess the reason why is because they needed someone for Joe to get mad about so that he would kill Henderson. And in Hidden Bodies, the book, he kills Henderson because he realizes that he's having a relationship with Amy Adams, and he's mad about it, and he thinks that they're making fun of him, and so he just wants to destroy him, basically. I mean, wouldn't you? But in the show, of course, you know that he does it because of the horrible things that Henderson does towards Ellie, and it's kind of like a protective thing. But that same stimulus would have to have been created since they took out Amy, and they, I guess, created that with Ellie. And I'm glad that they did, honestly, because she is my favorite character in the series, and really one of the only ones who I think is truly good. So, and then another difference between Hidden Bodies and the TV show is Fourty. So in the book, Fourty dies because of he's gets run over by a drunk driver. But in the TV show, Fincher, the police, kills him, and he ends up getting framed for the whole Delilah murder scandal, and it all, of course gets swept under the rug because the Quinns are the devil with their money. But yeah, in the book, Joe does want to kill him because he gets in the way of his relationship with Love, but he doesn't actually. It's one of the few times that Joe doesn't kill someone that he wants to. And lastly, I want to talk to you about Love. She is portrayed very differently between the book and the movie, and the TV show. So Love does have her issues, as you can see in the book and in the TV show, but the big difference comes out near the end. And at the end of this book, Love does not kill Delilah. She does not kill Candace Amy. She does not kill anyone. She does learn of Joe's murderous tendencies, and she does end up forgiving him and kind of protecting him because of them, but she doesn't murder anyone herself. She goes to New York and she retrieves the mug of urine from Peach Salinger's house to protect Joe because he's been so worried about being caught by the cops. But she does not kill Delilah. So huge difference there. And then the last main thing I want to talk about is the ending, because the ending of this book and that TV show are so different that when I was watching it, I was just like, what? Because at the end of Hidden Bodies, basically, the cops show up and they take Joe to jail for his crimes. He's been found out. But in the show, we know that it's completely different. He ends up getting away with everything. Love has a baby, and they get their little house together. And not even that, right? He's not even happy with Love anymore, because at the very end of the show, he does that weird thing where he's at his new house and he goes over to the fence and he's like, hello, you. And there's suddenly a new girl to be stalked and obsessed by. So I guess that kind of confirms that we're going to have a You Season 3, and I'm excited for that. But the way that the book ends, it's almost like there is not going to be another book. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just kind of ties up in a way that there doesn't need to be one. Joe is in jail and he's got his comeuppance and all is fine. But we'll see. Who knows? I would love a You Season 3. These books can be kind of crazy sometimes, but it's exactly the sort of thing that I need sometimes. So if you liked this video, hit the like button. In the comments below, let me know which one you liked better, the book or the TV show, and your thoughts on how these are different. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I put out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. That's it for now. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.